Hello everyone and welcome back to Tezos Explained. Today I'm joined by Efe Kucuk, Head of Gaming at Tech. Gaming is one of the fastest growing sectors in Web3 and Tezos is primed for that growth. Efe, could you tell me a bit about why Tezos is so positioned well for the gaming sector?
I think Tezos is really uniquely positioned because it's a chain that has been out there for years. So it's one of the trustable chains that people know for sure that it's truly decentralized and it's just working well. And the second thing is after the latest updates like Etherlink, for example, it's just becoming more and more easier to build on Tezos. And on top of that, obviously, it's scalable and the performance metrics are just matching the industry standards or even reaching beyond them. So that's why I think it's just a great environment to build games or anything on.
Can you tell me a bit about what makes Etherlink so good for gaming on Tezos?
Of course. So I'm just gonna basically cut the part where I talk about the performance, right? Because everyone knows about that already. Etherlink is fast, Etherlink is fair, and it's again quite cheap to do transactions on. But besides that, I think the tooling available today on Etherlink is great. Whether you want to use Sequence or Third Web or any other SDK, really, most of them are available because it's EVM compatible, right? Which is a huge plus. But other than that, I think the environment itself, which is different ecosystem entities, companies, startups trying to grow and trying to support each other, it has a perfect incubation environment, let's say. So if you want to start your journey somewhere, I think Etherlink is just a great destination because you have the security of Tezos and then the dynamism of Etherlink. So it's just safe and it's also strong. So it's today's tech with a lot of security behind it.
Yeah, definitely. For like a Web3 game, what would you say are like some of the foundational pillars of making a good game?
Yeah, I think first of all is the game itself. I think that's something that we I always complain about. The game needs to be just right. It actually needs to be fun. It actually needs to be engaging. But other than that, really, it really depends on the game genre and what the game is, because that will decide what sort of technologies they will use and how they will use the blockchain. How you position your features is very important, and how you present them to your users is very important. It should be super seamless. It should be just smooth. Everything just work like snap, and Etherlink is able to do that for you.
What are some of the more exciting things coming to the future for Tezos gaming?
I would say obviously the Tezos vision is super interesting for gaming because it opens so many doors and opportunities that we didn't see before. But other than that, it's just the current builders in our space are just, they are very high talented individuals. That's why I'm just super excited for the future of it. In the end, the truth is the games will decide themselves whether they're going to survive or not. Whether they're on Tezos or they're on something else, Tezos provides you the tooling to be successful, but in the end, it's in the game developer's hand to make a truly good game.
For a game developer currently, like what are some of the best tools available to them building in the Tezos ecosystem?
I think right now, Sequence is a great fit for games. It's something that I really like and I really recommend game developers to try because it provides users a complete ownership of their items and their accounts. At the same time, it doesn't come with the cost of having a terrible user experience.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good balance there. Like their SDKs are great. They're super easy to integrate. And then Third Web is great too. So I need to mention them as well. But in any case, I think another good thing is the ecosystem teams in Tezos, they are actively supporting game developers. So if you go on Tezos Discord today and ask for support, you will actually get it. And then feel able to sort of help you integrate whatever technology you choose.
So Efe, we touched a lot about the sort of Tezos gaming as a whole, but like how does Tezos improve the player experience?
Yeah, I'm going to repeat myself a bit here, but it's in the hands of the game developer itself. Like the game developer can come to Tezos, they can try Sequence, they can try Third Web, where users will absolutely won't have to sign anything at all, for example. So in the end, we have a tooling available there for them to use, and game developers just need to make sure that they make the best out of it.
What advice would you give to the game developers who are building a Web3 game at the moment?
If I'm honest, most of the Web3 games fail. It's the reality of the industry. That's why we need to think about what really goes wrong when you are building a Web3 game. When someone is thinking of a new game idea, the first thing that they think about is the tokens and NFTs and so forth, right? Obviously, that's the worst idea that you can have. So when you're thinking of a game idea, just think about your game mechanics first and just ask yourself, why would anyone play this? Just build something simple, a very nice game, go out to market and see what feedback you get. And once you have a green light, then that's the moment that you need to think about monetization, because 99% of the time, you're not going to be able to sustain yourself using your native token or just purely NFT revenue. So you need to think about, okay, how am I going to monetize this game? How does this token contribute to my game? I think once you answer those questions, Then the next question is, okay, how am I going to distribute this? Because distribution is actually not that hard in Web3, especially when you're able to incentivize people. So when you have answers to those questions, then go for it, because then the monetization will be embedded into your game design. It won't feel as extracting, and it will be a part of the game. So I think that's the biggest piece that is missing.
For Web3 gaming, compared to like Web2 gaming, what are the different types of game styles and mechanics that have evolved from Web2 to Web3?
I think we are used to seeing like Web2 games with Web3 functionalities. We could even compare stuff like in Counter-Strike, you can trade skins, and you can do the same in most of the FPS Web3 games. So that's like a direct sort of transition, just with some Web3 features added in. But what we don't see in Web2, for example, is there are some games that are entirely built for crypto people as well. Like they are purely about managing resources, like you have 10, 15 different tokens, and there's trading involved. There's lots of PvP interaction involved. So I think those are very interesting, in fact. Like you have some resource management games in Web2 as well, but when it's actually something that has real value and you are the actual owner of it, I think it changes a lot of things. Yeah.
So Efe, how do you envision the Tezos X roadmap impacting gaming on Tezos?
Tezos is already scalable as is, which is something great, but I think Tezos X opens new opportunities for everyone. So first of all, the data availability layer is getting a huge upgrade, and at the same time, Tezos is generally becoming more plug and play. It's becoming more inclusive to new technologies. That's why you're going to see the performance steadily improving and getting to a place where it's just going to be the best in the industry.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you, Efe, for being
My pleasure.
And this has been Tezos Explained. Stay tuned for further updates about the Tezos ecosystem.